Hey there, I'm David with Project Graceland, and I'm going to tell you about crypto-libertarian revolution, which is kind of like a employee buyout for companies, except it's a citizen buyout for failed nation states. So here's how it works. When a company is badly managed, often it fails. And then sometimes the employees who have an idea of how to manage it better come along and buy it, and then the company does a lot better and it succeeds because it has better management. This is called an employee buyout. So Project Graceland is not an employee buyout for companies, but rather a citizen buyout for failed nation states. So right now what happens is when a country is badly managed, often it descends into chaos and civil war. And that's really bad because wars mean that people die. And when people die, that sucks. It seems like an absolutely terrible way to deal with something that's being really badly managed is to kill a whole bunch of people. So I think pretty much everybody agrees that failed states are a terrible idea and bad, and that death and war is bad. And pretty much also everybody agrees that liberty and freedom and truth and prosperity are good things. So why not, when the company fails, we fire the management? How come we can't do the same thing with the country and have a crypto-libertarian revolution and put new people in charge when the state fails? Which would be really cool because we could do this without bloodshed. Because, like we said earlier, it's really bad when we kill people. So the whole point is don't kill people. Seems kind of obvious, but yet we haven't really figured out how to do that. And that's what Project Graceland attempts to do, is to put a new administration or administrative function in place where without killing a whole bunch of people, because that would be cool. So here's how the crypto-libertarian revolution works. I broke it down into 10 steps. Hopefully you follow along. Of course, feel free to reach out, ask questions, criticize, suggest improvements, do whatever you feel like. Step one, we create the national blockchain. So that's like a great big Excel spreadsheet. Now it's much fancier than an Excel spreadsheet, but just to give you the idea, it's like a big public spreadsheet where everybody writes down who they are and who owes what and the deal they have with everybody else. So it's like just a great big tool to keep track of everybody and everything in a way that anyone else can get at it. And more importantly, that you can't go and like mess with it and change it. Step two, we take all the natural resources of the country and we create a thing that people can buy and sell called an asset or a security. And we do something called securitizing, which just means we make it so that people can buy and sell it. And we put that on this new Excel spreadsheet national blockchain thing that we just created. Step three is we get everybody in the failed country or failed territory to register or self-identify and get a big list of who everybody is. And then once we have all those people and we have got the natural resources securitized, we can now sell that security via an initial coin offering. And that's where we create an electronic token, kind of like Bitcoin, or maybe you've heard of Ethereum, or there's CryptoKitties. There's a whole bunch of them right now. Bitcoin's the most popular one. So effectively, we're just creating a new form of Bitcoin, but for the country. So what we've done is taken all the incompetent managers and politicians and idiots that are running the country badly. We got rid of them because now they no longer control the finances of the failed state, and instead the finances of the failed state are in the hands of the people. So once we do that, we share the wealth with everybody in the nation state, and we give each person a share of the natural resources of the country. But there's a catch. We don't let everybody go spend it because that would just create chaos and cause masses of inflation. But what they can do is borrow against it. And here's how they borrow against it. So people form these things we call mutual guarantee syndicates. And the point of a mutual guarantee syndicate is that the entire syndicate, so it's a group of people that all share something, right? They might share the first name Bill. They might share a love of cats. They might all live in the same town. They might go to the same church. Whatever it is, they all kind of collectively have some reason to all get together. So then the entire syndicate guarantees the loan made to each member of the syndicate. So that means if I borrow something, everybody else has to pretty much agree with me that it's a good idea for me to borrow, because if they don't, collectively we're all on the hook. So it's kind of like a small private bank of people who back each other up. So effectively what this means is you just can't go out and buy like a ton of big screen TVs and sit around and eat popcorn and do nothing. But what you probably can do is convince your friends and neighbors that it's a great idea to help you buy a home or get a better education or create a new business or do something that's going to kind of lead to more wealth and prosperity. Now, each of these syndicates, just to make things a little easier and more efficient, elect a leader. And the point of this leader is to just help manage and keep track of who owes what to who, and go recruit new members and deal with all the kind of regular problems that are involved in these syndicates. And that's, you just kind of need somebody who's going to be effectively like the housemaster, or whatever you want to call it, right? The person that just has to kind of keep track of everything. Um, Now that we've gotten rid of the corrupt and ineffective government, companies can come in and offer goods and services like roads, maintenance, security, healthcare, all the great stuff. And everyone's going to have a choice, because people will show up and sort of go, hey, look, buy my thing, or, give me the contract to maintain the road because we're better at it. Look, we did this thing over here. It worked out. And the syndicate leaders become the people that help each syndicate negotiate the best deals on goods and services, or decide who the best manager for all these various contracts are going to be. So effectively, if you want you want the contract to manage the roads in this new nation state on behalf of the people of the nation state, you have to convince the syndicate leaders that you're going to do a good job, and the syndicate leaders can fire you. So if you want to think of the syndicate leader, it's like a personal shopper, but for government services. And the cool thing about these syndicate leaders is you can either switch syndicates. If you don't like the syndicate you're in, go find a new syndicate to join. Of course, you got to have them accept you, but you can switch. Or you can gang up and you can fire your leader anytime you want. So you don't have to wait every 4 years for an election. You can fire the guy or gal, however it works out. So that's good. So the whole point is the leadership only stays in power if they create prosperity. It's kind of like a company, right? You're the shareholder, and the shareholders have all got together and they've hired a CEO to make money, and the CEO keeps his or her job as long as he or she makes money for the shareholder. It's the same way here. The syndicate leaders only stay in power if they make money for the members of the syndicate. So instead of civil war, which is bad for the kids and other living things in the country, you get a orderly citizen buyout of a failed nation state that creates lots of peace and happiness and prosperity. If you want to learn more, please go to projectgraceland.com and feel free to connect with us on, all the usual ways: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Shoot us a message, say hi, introduce yourself, and love to hear more about ideas you may have to make this Project Graceland better. Thank you.